you have to learn about their syntax, that if you have to insert something, then how to insert. If you have to delete something, how do you delete. So I'll do it quickly for C++. In Java also it is, I mean, the concept is the same, but the syntax is a bit different. I think you can do that very easily on your own, but please do that. If you do not do that, you will suffer. Okay. So the way to declare an unordered map or ordered map is something like this. You do unordered map, and you have to specify the data type of your key and the data type of your value. Okay, and then the name of the hash map comes. Okay, and now if let's say you have to insert, then there are multiple ways to do that. M dot insert that pair 101. This is one way to insert. Okay, in fact this is considered as a good way to insert. Okay, another way to insert is you do M of key equals to value. This gives an impression as if this is an array, but this actually is not an array, right? This is a bit risky. Can somebody tell me why this is a bit risky? In some situations this is risky. So I'll tell you when is this risky. So let's say you have to check if map has a pair xy. If you have to check whether a map has a pair xy or not, for that what would you do? For that, if you have this kind of check, that if m of x equals to key, then you know what will happen. Because this by default, your compiler thinks of it as an insertion operator. So even if this pair is not there, then after the end of this if condition, it will be placed. Did you get my point? How many of you got it? So this is a very, very big risk with using this thing. Okay, C++ users, just listen very carefully to what I am saying. What I am saying is not a rocket science. It's very simple thing. Okay. All that I am saying is sometimes you might want to do this kind of check or not. Don't you think that such kind of use cases would come in a question where you have to check whether a pair exists or not, right? It can come, right? So for that case, to check whether this pair exists or not, one way is like this, because if it was inserted, it might have got inserted like this or like this. So one way is to do something like this, right? But this is risky because your compiler, I'll not repeat it again, because your compiler treats this thing as an insertion operator. Okay, so even if this condition would have got failed, but this thing would have got executed actually. This thing would have got executed. So what do I mean by this thing would have got executed? It would have inserted x and y in your map, which you would not actually have wanted to do. You would just have wanted to check. Did you get my point? Yes, no? So yeah, so please get it. If you did not get it, get it. Otherwise, it will be terrible for you to work with hashing. Trust me. If you did not get it, you get it somehow. Okay. So this is an important point. Now, what should I do to check whether this thing exists or not? So for that, what you can do is, there is an m.find key. So you can do m.find key. Now what happens when you call m.find? This doesn't return you, this doesn't directly return you the value, rather it returns you the pointer or iterator to the value. So if let's say the key does not exist in the map, if the key does not exist in the map, then this thing will return you a special pointer which is called as the name of this dot end. So if this thing is equal to m dot end, it means that this key is not present in the map. Since key is not present in the map, that key value pair is also not present in the map, right? So this is the way which you should adopt for checking whether a key exists in a map or not. Okay, I'll tell you few more things with respect to C++. So few more things are that if let's say a particular key value pair is not present, if let's say a particular key is not present in the map, then by default, if the value is, if the data type of value is int, then by default the value is 0. I repeat. So if a particular key value pair is not present in the map, unordered map, and if the value is of type integer, then by default, if you do m of key, if you do something like this, then this will return you 0 by default. if you had not inserted key comma something in your map. Is it clear? Yes or no? Yeah, so this is the default value. So sometimes you can exploit this thing also. So that was it that I wanted to talk about map. I'll not go into details of how to use it more. I leave it up to you, but at a good faith. I have a good faith that when you go back, you will study the other operations associated with map, how to delete, how to insert, how to search with using many other ways. Can I expect all of you to do that? Yes, no? Yeah, so please do that. That'll make your confidence go to altogether next level with respect to hashing.